mix with you. Kitten football going on. You hide it down there. Wriggly today. Very wriggly today. Someone's hiding.
Right, hello to everyone who's joined us on the Facebook live stream for week 2 of our Kitten Socialisation Facebook live streams. We're here, same litter as last week. So these guys are now, what do we think, 6 weeks old?
Yes, 6 weeks.
So we're 6 weeks old with this litter. And if you missed it last week, we're just illustrating the important job that some of our volunteer kitten socialisers do. They spend time with the kittens between weeks 2 and 8 to help develop their social skills and help them learn to play properly and sort of their motor skills and everything as well. But they'll also be given kind of daily checks. So we'll be looking at their eyes and teeth, making sure that they're all healthy and growing nice and strong until they're ready to be rehomed at one of our cat protection centres. Got an escapee down here.
This one likes to play a tug of war with the straw. It's pretty strong.
Thank you. So, what are the main changes that you've noticed, Joe? Like from last week to maybe this week, or maybe from a few weeks ago? Like, what are the sort of main changes?
Well, I didn't think it would be possible, but they're even more energetic now. They've discovered the balls, as you might be able to see. They love chasing those around. See that one?
They're very good at football.
They are very good at football. Definitely contenders for the next World Cup. And they're doing a lot more sort of play fighting between themselves as well, which is good. It sometimes can look a bit violent, but it's actually good for them to do because it helps them learn those key hunting behaviours. And when they've gone too far as well, it helps them learn that. So although it's tempting to break up the fight, sometimes it is best to just leave them to it.
We've got a lot of them that are really interested by the camera today. And actually, another one of the things I've noticed from last week is their eye colours starting to really change now as well.
Yeah, definitely. Hello. All kittens are born with blue eyes, and then it's not till they're about 4 or 5 weeks old that it starts, their actual true eye colour starts to come through. So I think these guys, a lot of them have now turned green, their eyes, which is what it should be for the rest of their lives now.
Amazing.
Oh, hello.
We've got one of them trying to pull the wire out. Oh, that's good.
I think they can do better at being a cameraman. They definitely are getting better at climbing as well, I've noticed. And jumping.
Oh, yeah. We've got some good jumps.
There's a lot of flying leaps going on. Obviously, when they do get more energetic, it gets a lot more difficult to do their little socialisation checks because they get very wriggly. They don't like to be in one place for too long.
No, I can imagine. So just run us through some of the checks that you might do, as well as obviously just sitting here and having fun playing with them.
Yes, that's not all we do. It's good to do sort of some of the checks that a vet will normally do for them when they go and have their checkups. So things like looking inside their ears, checking their eyes to make sure they're not sort of weak at all, checking their paws to make sure they're nice and clean and healthy, just giving them general sort of strokes, looking inside their mouths to check their teeth are healthy, all those sorts of things. We do try and sort of practice putting them in a cat carrier as well, because that helps new owners. Obviously, a lot of cats are not fans of going in cat carriers, so it's good to get them used to it when they're this age, then they'll be more keen on doing it when they're a bit older.
Perfect. Got all the footballs going.
Okay.
I'm noticing this week, certainly compared to last, that our camera operators having to do a much better job of being quick to the mark. You guys are speeding up a little bit.
They are.
I'm actually trying to jump over the top of the fencing we've got them in.
Yeah, they
Got some escape artists.
are very quick. Like to climb. They're definitely getting more curious as to what's in the outside world now as well.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And if they're 6 weeks old now, then it won't be long until they're potentially ready to start looking at being rehomed. So, but before they get rehomed from Cats Protection, there's a few things that we'll make sure, apart from them obviously being specially socialised by the likes of you guys. What else will we make sure that these guys have before they go home to their forever homes?
So the key thing that all Cats Protection cats have before they get rehomed is they will always be neutered to make sure that they themselves can't have any kittens. They'll be microchipped to make sure that they can be returned home if they ever get lost, and they'll have all their vaccinations that they need against common cat diseases to make sure that they don't catch any of those.
Brilliant.
That was a big jump.
So well cared for and then ready to go to their forever home.
Yeah,
Quite a handful though.
we've got one trying to jump out of the top chair at the moment. We'll make sure he doesn't do that leap. Let's come down, Poppet.
Oh, he's too far away.
Oh God, you're clinging onto my leg.
So presumably, although we do this until these guys are 8 weeks old and then they obviously go to their homes, it's good to sort of make people aware that these are the sorts of things that they should continue doing when they get their kitten home. So continue gently getting them used to different people, and being stroked and stuff, also giving them space. Is there any other advice you'd give to new kitten owners?
Yeah, I mean, so their socialisation period is 2 to 8 weeks, so that's when their brains are still developing. It's really important to get them used to things that they need to know are safe for the rest of their lives. But that's by no means means you need to stop when they are 8 weeks. It's still good to get them used to being like put in a cat carrier. One climbing my back at the moment, and getting them used to doing those sort of little vet checks, checking their eyes and ears and paws and stuff. It's also really important, especially with kittens, to make sure that they get enough play. Obviously, as you can see, these guys are big fans of playing and running around. But yeah, it's sort of a natural behaviour for them to want to sort of hunt and pounce and catch things. So it's good to make sure they have lots of opportunity to do that with appropriate toys, such as little ping pong balls they can chase around, and fishing rod toys are really good for them to catch, and any sort of like catnip, mice, things like that, always good to use as well.
And also, by the looks of it, straws. I think straws is probably the most underrated cat toy. Having had kittens myself, a straw goes a long way. In fact, a straw in a cardboard box probably the cheapest and most exciting toys for kittens.
Definitely. You don't need to spend a lot of money on toys for cats because they are very easily pleased with basic things. They do love the cardboard box, like hiding inside it. And yeah, straws, they're really useful straws because obviously kittens are very curious at this age, and they do tend to sort of want to go for your hands and feet because anything that moves basically they'll try and pounce on. But obviously it can be a bit painful when they do go for your hands and feet. So the straws are really good for distracting them away from your fingers and toes and getting them to sort of attack the straw instead. It means it's a lot safer for you.
And they won't grow up to be a finger-grabbing, hand-grabbing cat.
Exactly. Not so painful when they do it at this age, but when they are a fully grown cat, it's going to be quite painful when they go for your toes. Get in my arm. They like the rustling of the plastic we found as well.
So we usually get a lot of people asking about why we cover up when we do these socialisation sessions. Why we're not just sort of sitting, playing with them, kind of in our own clothes and stuff. Like why the gloves and that. So do you want to just explain a little bit about why the precautions?
Yeah. So it's really important for us to wear this protective plastic clothing. Basically, these guys have not been vaccinated against anything yet because they're a bit too young. So they're quite vulnerable to catching all sorts of diseases. So we wear the plastic just to protect them against catching anything that we might bring in from the outside accidentally. So we make sure to cover our shoes, our hands, wear these lovely arm protectors as well, and the apron, just to make sure that we don't pass anything on. And then the towels are quite handy for protecting our own clothes because their claws can obviously do a bit of damage.
Okay.
They are very entertaining at this age.
You have to keep your eye on them though.
You do.
Do you think a lot of people underestimate just how full on having a kitten can be?
Yeah, they
They
are
are adorable.
definitely, yeah, definitely a bit of work. Just because they've got so much energy at this age, and they're naturally very curious, so they'll try and get into all sorts of trouble. But there is no doubt that they're very entertaining as well. And this is the one that also play tug of war.
They're really making the most of their extra space to have a run around, aren't they?
Yeah, they do like to get out of the pen and run around.
Shows the importance of play and sort of keeping them stimulated.
Yeah, they have got a big bit out the back of their pen where they can run around as well.
Yeah.
But the more space they have, the happier they are generally.
Great. Well, for anyone who's watching, who's maybe thinking about getting a cat or a kitten, or just learning a bit more about either kitten socialisation or how to care for a kitten, or maybe how to prepare for getting a kitten, we've got loads of videos on our YouTube channel. Just search for Cats Protection on YouTube, and also on our website at cats.org.uk. We'll be going through and making sure we answer all of your comments and any questions that anyone's asked during the live stream after this. So don't worry, all your questions will get answered. But we hope you've enjoyed another 15 minutes of kitten cuteness on your lunch break this Monday. We'll be back next week, maybe with the same litter, maybe with a different litter, who knows? But we'll see everyone next week for the next Kittens Live at Lunch. Thanks for joining.